Okay, K-Hall back, July 19th, Friday. We were talking about the disgusting words that people who live on the street are called. Bum, vagrant, drunk, junkie, thief, ingrate. All these names that people call people who live on the street. Other people. Human beings. So after the article in the Post about a bum, who is clearly a man with a disability, as I was, a Post reporter named Kevin Fassick decided to get dressed up in order to look like a bum and go in front of the mayor's office. Now, Kevin, I don't know what right that you have to assume that you know anything about living on the streets of New York or could represent those that you feel are living in the streets of New York. And clearly, bums are always poorly dressed. I know some in Wall Street who wear Armani suits, but as long as you're not poorly dressed and sitting in a sidewalk, then you're good to go. So, Kevin, back to you dressing as a bum. Shame on you, A. And B, if you wanted to propagate that stereotype, then you should have spent 3 weeks, a couple weeks, 4 or 5 days living on those streets. Now, you're not getting attention for the homeless, or as I call them, the nomads of New York City. All you're doing is insulting, creating a stereotype, and making a fool out of yourself. So those that are impersonating our urban nomads, or as some like to refer to as our homeless, because I see you on the subways. I see you with your pretty tucked little things, your jackets just tied a little bit too perfectly on the right-hand side. You know what I'm talking about. You should be ashamed of yourself too. Go live on the street. Go find out what it's like to not be able to wash, to not get into a public bathroom, to have people look at you, tell you you're stupid and drunk, call you names, bum, vagrant, crazy person, thief. You think if you don't call people names like that, it's going to stick? They're going to start feeling like vagrants, thieves, bums? Do you think that it feels nice to have people sneer at you or look at you sideways or think you smell because you haven't been able to access a shower and you have no soap and you have no bathroom at your disposal and you don't have toilet paper and you smell? Yeah, you're going to smell. And another thing, Kevin and everybody like Kevin who thinks it's fun to live on the street. You don't just smell. You have an odor. You are somehow subhuman if you live on the street. Do you know what it's like to feel so filthy and be able to stand up and feel like a human being? When you can't get the right clothes to wear and where you're clearly disabled? What are we doing, people? Picking on the disabled, the victimized in our New York City who live on our streets, and we're calling them names? Come on now. Go live a couple days on the street. See what names I call you. And you know what? Yeah, it's fun to take a drink on the street. It's good to take a drink on the street. When you're living on the street, the last thing you want to do is remember that street. And so what? If someone wants to have a little bottle of whatever, sit in a corner and drink it. Because you know something? You would too. Trust me. The only vacation you're going to get, or me, or anybody else who might be living on the street, including all of you at some point, maybe, is going to get, the only respite you're going to get is in a nice bottle of booze or a drug of your preference. So please, stop stop calling people drunks. They're not drunk. They're just trying to escape a really bad situation. And Kevin, again, contact me because I want to hear your side of the story, your rationalizations for this nonsense. K Hall, signing off.